Hi, I'm so glad you could join us today. My name is Anne-Marie McDougall, and I'm the founder of LeaderBoom. LeaderBoom is a leadership development program, and our mission is to prepare leaders to be successful in their roles. And so that could mean, how do you align teams across geographies, and or how do you simply deliver on corporate goals? From our research and speaking with leaders globally, we have learned some pretty powerful insights and would like to share some of that with you. So we have created a series of leadership discussions. So today I'm really excited to share with you a discussion that we had with Stephen Krempl through Skype. Stephen is the CEO of Krempl Communications International. It's an executive coaching firm, but he's also had a number of global roles with Fortune 500 companies over the past 20 years, to include Motorola and PepsiCo. And more recently, Stephen was the Chief Learning Officer of Starbucks. So he has a wide range of experiences and wisdom, and I look forward to sharing that with you in this discussion. And we also invite you to visit our website at www.leaderboom.com. Please take a look at our services, and we look forward to connecting with you soon.
Well, all multinational corporations, or any corporation, has four basic problems. So one is they have to grow business, though. Okay, so that's number one. But in order to keep the business growing, they have to ensure they have the talent to keep that business growing currently and in the future. And then for that talent that they have, how do you develop the talent to continue to keep growing, to helping them keep the business growing? And then the fourth one is, how do you retain that talent? And that's the proverbial problem of, talent acquisition, talent development, and talent retention that most organizations have, though. And I've spoken to many business leaders and owners now currently that I work with, and that's really the number one problem. Do I have enough people to grow my business and keep my business growing over the next 5 years, though? Well, it's, that's kind of interesting, because every organization has a slightly different definition of what, a effective global leader is. There are probably three or four buckets that, we can put it in. One, there's a mindset of a global leader. Second is kind of the performance, how do I work in a multinational, cross cultural and cross geographical landscape. And then the third one is just my interaction skills, though. So do I know how to interact with somebody as effectively in Canada as I do in South Africa, in China, or in Indonesia, or Japan, though? And as simple as that may seem, because we're all people, somehow when we get into corporations, people don't do a very good job of it. I've seen, though. There are very few people who can work seamlessly in an international setting, though. I know at least one of our clients that we're working with just uses action learning projects to get their leadership exposed to a global scenario. So if you are a leader or a middle manager or a senior manager in Jakarta, Indonesia, how do you lead a team of 26 different nationals who are on your team, and you feel very comfortable with that? So action learning projects is one. Is foreign-based assignments, if you can, also open up people's eyes. It's one thing flying in and visiting a city for 3 days. It's definitely different living there for 3 months, or it's definitely different living there for 3 years, though. You get a totally different appreciation of the culture, the expectations, the nuances, which some people are oblivious to, when they go around the world, though. There's something in the end, we all need we can think about something, we can try and solve a problem, but in the end is when people are face to face with each other, whether it's Skype or not, but especially in multinational meetings, you will have a global meeting somewhere or the other in the world, and everybody got to come together and now act as a team, though. And that's, And that's the trick in a multinational organization. And going forward, that even becomes more of a trick. I mean, I was in Singapore last month, and we were one of the leading banks in Singapore. And the entire leadership team of 12 people had only 2 Singaporeans, though. Here we are in Singapore, though, right? There's only 2 Singaporeans on the leadership team, though. That means the rest of the people come from somewhere else in the world, and that's the changing nature of, I think, every organization. I don't care whether they're global or not. You're just looking for the best people to help you run your business, though.
Yeah,
And expertise may not be in your own backyard, though, right? Firstly, I think they need to have some form of some form of blueprint or curriculum that helps develop the workforce. Though I don't care whether it's a mindset, whether it's just a performance, or the tool and the process is actually the easiest part, though, and then becomes the interaction skills. So how do I deal with somebody, not even from another culture, sometimes even from my own culture. And we do that. So I teach a program, some of the skills from a global executive mindset, and most people go, "Oh my God, he's going to teach us some international secret." No, it's how do you connect personally, and how do you articulate your point of view, and how do you communicate confidently. And guess what? Most of the people I deal with fail miserably at it, though. And the ones that are good at it are invariably the ones at the top end of the organization, though.
Interesting.
And it's kind of interesting. So, to your question, do you have a set curriculum that helps people, develop the global mindset, or those kinds of skills which you have to kind of articulate, though? Yeah, it's my view. It's there, and it's going to get worse. So if you are a baby boomer or somebody else, maybe a little younger than that, having a multi-generational team, you just have to get used to it, though. Mm-hmm. The trick is, for me, and like I say, it's a trick because it's on one level it's very simple, which is how do I engage everybody in the room, no matter if they are 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, or 40-year-olds. Or 50-year-olds, I don't care, though, in the room, so that they share their point of view, at least is what is on their mind, though. Mm-hmm. Now, people say, well, you ask a question, though. Well, yeah, you ask a question, then who speaks up, though, right? So, and depending on who speaks up first, depending on the culture of the organization and or the demographics, it either shuts everybody else up or nobody else wants to participate, though. So for a leader, you have to have a very deliberate skill set in terms of asking a question and then figuring out, even before you ask the question, who you want to get to respond in what sequence, though. The old overhead question, which is, I have a great question, and then throw it up in the room, works. But if you're working internationally and globally, you might want to rethink that one real carefully, though. It works sometimes. It doesn't most of the time, though. I think in the end, we need to teach organizations. We had this whole movement where we taught people, because we're a global organization, we had to teach people cross-cultural skills, though. And I think those skills are essential for everybody to understand where everybody's coming from. Unfortunately, in many organizations, we know this, and I'm going to be out on the limb here and say this. Many people hide behind their culture and use that as an excuse not to communicate or interact with people on a level playing field, though. And I'm proposing, I think the new face of leadership is something called a no culture zone, where for 95% of the time, you can be whomever you are. I don't care whether you're Canadian, Malaysian, Vietnamese or a Filipino, or a Swede, right? But when we get together as a group, and whether it's face to face or on a conference call or something, we need to be able to step up into a 5% zone where we all are just trying to get the stuff done. Every leader I know on the top of the organization wants to get stuff done, though. And they want to get it done the most efficiently, least amount of time, none of this hassle the back, and get it out as fast as possible, though. But if we bring up all this other stuff, oh, you don't understand, we in France, we don't do this, and we in Jamaica, we don't do this, oh, in Brazil, we do it this way, then that's all, I don't want to use any strong words here, but that's all a smoke screen for, I just want to be comfortable in my zone, and we'll see what happens, though.
Yeah,
so if we're gonna really go global, then people need to know how to act global. The point is we haven't articulated what those skill sets are in a no culture zone, and how is everybody supposed to act when they get there to get stuff done most effectively, though.